It is always a good day when you get to open up some 90s wax, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. A fun product that I have a little bit of hobby and some retail, so we can do a comparison of what the results are. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake Roy, 90s b-ball cards here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, a little bit TikTok. I've been slacking off there again, but you know, maybe we'll get some more time. It has been very busy. Those PSA orders that came out, the $50 entries, have been keeping me busy. Maybe you're in the same boat. Let me know down in the comments if you've gotten any of those $50 submissions. But today we're busting into some 90s packs. So we've got 97, 98 hoops. We've got both hobby and retail packs. So there are some exclusive inserts in both of these. The odds are pretty much the same with the exception of those exclusives and the ever popular autographics. So that's what we're looking to bust into. These are Series 1 packs, no rookies. As is typical with a lot of hoops products, this one probably chief among them. Sticking may be possible, so hopefully nothing too bad. Hopefully none of the big hits, if we have any, are going to be damaged, but we won't know until we get into those packs. But before then, let's take a look at some of the fire in my collection. Alright, here we go with some of the fire from my PC, and yes, unlike the last few times, I did bring some autographics out to share. I thought it was high time that I actually share those when we have a product that we could pull them. So starting up here, we've got Talkin' Hoops. Here we've got the Kobe Bryant. So these are one per pack in hobby and retail, so we should be seeing a number of these. Kobe is really the only name of note in the set. I mean, there are plenty of star players, plenty of all-stars, but you know, none of them really crack more than $1 or $2, with the exception of this Kobe, which is about a $5 card. So still not a very expensive card. You know, so you've got Bill Walton there. He was a prominent announcer at that point in time. So on the back, you've got a little bit of what he says about the player. So that's kind of a little interesting thing. I really love these cards for some inexplicable reason when I was a kid. Maybe it was the little Bill Walton aspect. It probably was actually because it had a lot of my favorite players. So, you know, if you're looking at the Kobe, like I said, you're about $5. Kevin Garnett about $2. Dennis Rodman about $2. Some fun pictures, like the Sean Kemp is kind of an interesting, almost like a senior photo shoot picture. So some fun stuff here. Nothing's going to break the bank, but something to give you a little bit of fun when you're opening the packs. And these were intended for kids on a budget typically. So these were right up their alley. Mine chief among them. So that's the Talkin' Hoops. Should see a few of those. Next is Chillin' with Hill, or Chill with Hill, something like that. Anyway, this is a Grant Hill set. These are 1 in 10 packs. You see, you've got some pictures of him kind of outside of the playing arena. Obviously, this one is him, you know, either sitting on the bench or waiting to be announced at the beginning of the game. Something along those lines. It probably says something about where this picture was taken from, but you know, just trying to give people a little bit more inside access against, I guess, to Grant Hill. I mean, he was a huge star at the time, so Hoops and Skybox prominently featured him on a lot of their products and a lot of their insert sets. So, you know, this just followed along that pattern. You know, if you were watching the NBA in the 90s, you were probably a big fan of Grant Hill, because most people were. So 1 in 10 packs, but these are about $1 a piece. You know, bargain bin stuff. If you're a Grant Hill fan, fun set to collect and try to complete. Because I'm going to assume, I don't really check for these too often, but I'm going to assume they don't show up for sale as individuals terribly often. So it might be one of those that isn't the easiest to track down if you're a set collector. But again, nothing to get too excited about for value. 1 in 10 packs, the value doesn't really reflect that, but it's not too rare. Next up is our first exclusive. So Dish and Swish is a retail exclusive, the only retail exclusive here. These are 1 in 18 packs. So here we've got the penny. You know, one of those that I like the picture a lot. I love the shoes that he's wearing. I love how they kind of have almost like a little bit of the motion of the ball, you know, being traced. Kind of cool stuff. Pretty good checklist. The Jordan is definitely the big one. A nice little behind the back pass picture of Iverson. I remember as a kid, my brother pulled a Jason Kidd, and one of the things that made us a little bit more aware of how susceptible these cards are specifically to, you know, any sort of condition issues is in some sort of a weird accident, there was some powder of some sort, you know, maybe some baby powder or something that got dropped on the card. So ever since then, all the silver type stuff on the card has always reminded me of that. I always feel like these cards look dirty. But you know, again, a lot of it is because a lot of times when you see these, this card specifically, this copy, you can see a lot of edge issues, corner issues, very typical with these cards. So if you're pulling one out and you get like a Jordan, for example, it's better to get one that's a clean copy. But with that being said, the Jordan being the highest in value is about $15 to $20, and Iverson is about $5 to $10. You know, the penny is about a $5 to $10 card as well. So nothing's going to break the bank. Again, if you're looking for a Jordan, you know, this is one that's probably going to be pretty easy for you to find, and pretty affordable as well. So interesting stuff there. With that 1 in 18 retail product only. So hopefully we pull a Jordan. If we pull any of them, the Iverson will be fun as well. Next one we've got here, rookie headliner. So we've got the Allen Iverson here. So this is all of the rookies from the 96-97 class. So Iverson and Kobe are going to be headliners of the rookie headliner set, pun intended there. So 1 in 48 packs for these. Pretty hard to pull, very hard to pull. More than one per box. So you're going to have to open more than one box on average to get one of these, because there is 36 packs in a typical hobby box. So something that we'll be looking hopefully to see one of those great players. But you know, you could pull a Kerry Kittles or an Antoine Walker or a Sharif Abdul-Rahim. It's not gonna be worth a ton, which can be a little bit of a bummer, but it's always fun to pull something. So the Kobe, you're looking at about $20 to $25, and Iverson, again, you're looking at about $5 to $10. With the pack odds on these, it's kind of surprising that this Iverson is about the same value as the Dish and Swish Iverson, but it is what it is. I really like this Iverson because you don't see too many pictures of him, you know, either in his rookie uniform, which I like, and you know, you can see the question shoes there, but also rocking a headband. And you know, he didn't wear cornrows much his rookie season, so that was a hairstyle he was very well known for later in his career, but this is one of those where he's starting to show some of the style that he was known for and revolutionized in the NBA, which I think is a huge part of Iverson's legacy. So a really cool Iverson card to me anyway. Glad to have that in my collection. Next one is one of the big highlights of this entire product, Hooper Stars. So obviously trying to play on words with superstars, but throw a hoop in there for NBA hoops, right? So 1 in 288 packs. Very, very long odds, basically a case hit for this product. So values definitely do reflect that, especially when you start getting into some of the bigger stars. So a penny, like we have here, you're looking at about $30 to $40. Iverson, you're looking at about $30 to $40. Grant Hill, you're probably about the $20 mark. But the Michael Jordan is where it really gets interesting. So those are about $300 to $400. You know, condition is an issue, but mostly in the sense of centering. Centering is key, because if you get one, sometimes you see the Hooper Stars is aligned funny. It looks kind of weird. Sometimes some of the, you know, color in the back is aligned funny. So centering is one of the keys here. You know, a little bit of die cut, nothing too extreme. But be on the lookout for centering. That's what kind of gets these knocked down in value a little bit. You know, so pulling a Jordan would be extraordinarily exciting, and assuming condition and that centering is good, would probably be something I would send out for grading very quickly. Maybe something in that next batch of $50 submissions through PSA, but you know, something we'll be looking for any of the players, because all of these are really cool cards, but Jordan is definitely the biggest highlight. We're going to skip over the autographics and move down to the other stuff here. So frequent flyers. So here, the only graded copy of any of these. I don't share graded copies too often because it's not a prominent feature in my collection. But here we've got the frequent flyers. And you see it's kind of like an airline card, ticket, whatever you want to call it. So you see it says Hoops Airlines there. You know, just a really cool thing because it has that airline ticket theme carried throughout all the stuff. You know, airline tickets now are, the paper tickets anyway, are pretty much a thing of the past. So, a little bit of a foreign concept to some people that weren't flying on planes in the 90s. But, you know, I love cards with this theme. You know, you see some stuff like the License to Dominate Now and Contenders and some other products from Panini. And even there were some baseball products that had a similar shape that took the theming from credit cards and stuff like that. Just a fun shape that doesn't give too much detail, but you can do a lot of fun things with the theming. So this is definitely there. We haven't even talked about the odds yet, just gushing over some of the theming here. So these are 1 in 36 hobby exclusives. So basically 1 per box for hobby boxes. And, you know, the stars in here are prominent, obviously. Penny being my guy. You know, this one in a raw condition is about a, you know, $10, $15, $20 card. You can see chipping and stuff with the foil there. So, you know, not anything that's going to really break the bank. You're looking at about, you know, $10 to $20 for the Kevin Garnett. You know, Sean Kemp, you're looking at about $5 to $10. Shaq, 20. Rodman, 20. You know, you get the vibe. But the big ones here are Kobe and Jordan. So the Kobe, you're looking at about $70 to $80. And the Jordan, you're looking at about $150 to $200. Probably a little bit closer to the $150 mark. So, you know, definitely some big stars in this set. Definitely some high value cards. You know, this being a PSA 10, you know, definitely makes it more valuable, but it's hard to know how much more valuable really, because not a lot of penny cards get graded. But the Jordan cards definitely very, very valuable when you get them in that PSA 10. The next level, though, is the upgrade version. So this is almost, again, following that theme of airlines if you were going to get your ticket upgraded. So the interesting thing here, you see they remove all of that hollow foil. You know, and I think this is actually one of the rare circumstances where you see an upgraded or a more rare parallel or version that looks a little bit worse. Doesn't look better than the base version. I think the base version looks better, and because of that foil, it's also a little bit more condition sensitive, which is why I like having that penny graded in a PSA 10. So an interesting thing here, but these are extraordinarily scarce, way more than the base version. So these are 1 in 360 packs. Again, this and the regular are hobby exclusives. I don't know if I mentioned that before. So these, you're only looking for them in the hobby boxes. So you're looking at about 1 per 10 boxes to get an upgrade. And again, you're looking for the Jordan and the Kobe. So a penny like this, you're looking at about $50 to $60. Kevin Garnett, you're looking at about a $40 card, roughly. Sean Kemp, you're looking at about $20 to $30. Shaq is about a $70 card. Dennis Rodman, $90. You know, this is all based on the last comp, so you can see these things don't necessarily hold true for, you know, ratios based on the base cards from what we were talking about before. But again, getting to the big stars, so Kobe, you're looking at about a $200, $220 card. And Jordan, I haven't seen an upgrade version sell recently, so hard to know what those would be worth. But if you have a guesstimate, or if you know from private sales, drop that down in the comments, please. So that's what we have for inserts, but talking about the autographics. So here we've got a Dana Barros, and we also have Roy Rogers from the Grizzlies. So a fun 90s throwback jersey there. So these in the Hoops products are 1 in 240 overall odds. Slightly different odds between the hobby and the retail packs. Again, don't know which players we could be looking at pulling, but the big names, you know, there are a few. Charles Barkley, he's still a prominent autograph. Very rare to pull though. So that's, if you're looking at getting one of those, you're looking at about a $1,000 card or more. So that's really the most valuable one we could pull. You know, there's some other stars that we could definitely get, but that's the most prominent ones. And I don't think, as far as I'm aware, there are many rookies. Like, there's not a Tim Duncan. The Tim Thomas is an interesting case because those are extraordinarily rare, because he didn't give them back to Skybox to put in packs. He thought they were, you know, something that they gave him as a gift. So if you ever see a Tim Thomas autographics, grab it and get it to a Tim Thomas collector, please, because they are very hard to find and very rare. But a fun story there with a Tim Thomas. So we'll see what we get, if we get any autographics, or if we get a checklist like we've talked about before, and we'll see what autographics, what the big names are that we could get. So let's bust in and see what we get for fire. All right, so here we've got the packs. We've got 4 retail packs. We've got 1 hobby pack. We'll save that for last. Interesting thing that I don't think we talked about before. Hobby, if you don't notice the H or the red R in the corners here, hobby is going to be horizontal. The retail is going to be vertical in the orientation. An interesting little thing to identify those. They did those in Z-Force and a couple other products as well. So something to keep in mind if you're looking for a hobby or retail specifically. That's another way to tell. So these feel pretty loose, which is a good sign. Again, we're hoping for no sticking. 16 cards in the retail packs, 10 cards in the hobby packs. Let's get right in. All right, So we got the Talkin' Hoops on the back, starting off with a Patrick Ewing. Very nice. Scottie Pippen. Love that. There's a little bit of a ding here on the top, which is a bummer, but it's all right. Tyrone Corbin. We get a Matt Maloney. Antonio McDyess. A little bit of sticking. I can hear that. Luke Longley. I keep seeing Bulls and getting excited. Obviously, we want to see the Jordan. That's always a very exciting thing. So Gary Grant, Martin Mercip. We got a Tony Delk. Oh, come on. There we go. Called the shot. League leaders, Michael Jordan. That is a great one. Very excited. Lots of Bulls. Love him in the black pinstripes. Can never get enough of him in that uniform there. Looks like it's pretty clean too. Can't say it's going to 10, but you know, pretty cool. Joe Smith, Robert Pack, Steve Nash. We'll put that aside. Mitch Richmond. Lots of Hall of Famers in this pack. Sean Kemp. That's really cool there with the background there for the Sonics. And the Talkin' Hoops, we got a John Stockton, the assist man. All right. Still feeling loose. I like that. Doug West. Uh-oh, I spoke too soon. Come on, Doug. There we go, another Patrick Ewing. Alonzo Mourning, great Georgetown centers. Matt Maloney. Looks like we've got an insert coming. What could it be? What could it be? Antonio McDyess. Dish and swish. All right, Terrell Brandon. You can see a little bit of, you know, something up there on the top. A little bit of something on the bottom, but the edges not terrible outside of those two things. So great to see that. Wasn't a Jordan like we could have wished for, but that's all right. Ronnie Cycli, Mark Price. We got another Mercip, another Tony Delk. A lot of duplicates here. Jason Williams. There we go with a KG. Love that. Ugh, sticking. Larry Johnson, Grandma, Nick Anderson. My brother would be proud if I put him in the stars, right? There we go with my boy Penny. Love seeing that. Great picture too. Can never get enough Penny cards. Don't care how many I get. Scottie Pippen. Hey, we're doing well with Bulls. Hopefully that keeps going. See a frequent flyer Jordan, maybe, right? All right, Antoine Walker was a big star. Didn't last long, though. Vitali, Theo, Allen Houston, love that. Oh, we get another insert coming. We're doing really well with inserts. John Wallace, Chill with Hill. That's a cool one there with his Pistons crew neck on. Darren Martin, Charles Sprewell, Khalid Reeves, Walt Williams, Avery Johnson, Arvydas Sabonis. Loved Arvydas Sabonis. He is a Hall of Famer. Should we put him over here? Let's go for it. Derek Strong. It's funny. So Cedric Sabonis is also in the frequent flyers where he's wearing the Suns #1. Penny wore that jersey. I always look at those of Cedric Sabonis and think it's Penny real quickly. So I hate that he fakes me out for that. Tyus Edney, and the Talkin' Hoops is Mighty Mouse, Damon Stoudemire. All right, last retail pack here. We've already got the retail exclusive hit, but there is some more fire we could hit for sure. Tyrone Hill, Lindsey Hunter, Kevin Willis, Derek Coleman, Kevin Johnson, Bryant Grant, Jamal Mashburn, Loivot, Mario Ellie, Big Country Reeves, Rod Strickland, Vinny Del Negro, Steve Smith, Terrell Brandon, lots of Terrell Brandons, Joe Dumars, and Talkin' Hoops, Terrell Brandon. All right, so here we go with the one hobby pack. Again, frequent flyers and frequent flyer upgrade are the two fire things that we could pull in hobby only. Jordan is what we are hoping for. All right, I'm trying to peek and see if I see any inserts. I can't tell right now. Sherman Douglas, Chris Gatling, Danny Ferry. Now, we might have something. I don't see die cuts though. Grant Hill, love that. There we go, Talkin' Hoops. Well, that's the one per pack. Never mind. That's what we were expecting to see. Oh, and a Chill with Hill. That was not the insert I was hoping for, but that's all right. Wesley Person, Jerry Snackhouse, we'll put that aside for Joe, Aaron McKee, and Travis Best. Well, we really did beat the odds. Getting that dish and swish, again, not the star power that we were hoping for in really any of these, but, you know, the Scottie Pippen talking hoops and the Trail Brander were probably the best hits that we got. You know, getting 2 Chill with Hills is cool. Again, 1 in 10 packs. We only had 5 packs, so we did very well per the odds, but no big hits. Nothing too exciting. Not yet. We're still waiting for one of those big hits to happen. You know, since that first season where we had a few, call it beginner's luck or whatever you want, but I think we're due. I think we're due for a big hit, so we'll keep cracking some 90s packs and hoping we hit one. But question of the day for you, one of the things I've been thinking about is, what do you think about the camera angle that we use, a little bit of the behind the scenes, when we bust open these packs? I know a lot of people on YouTube tend to do the camera kind of from the chest or the point of view, so you're seeing the cards, but what would you like to see? Do you want me to keep doing it kind of a unique style like we've kind of done because of necessity here, or do you want me to switch it up and try to do something where it's a little bit more the point of view as we're opening the pack together? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts, because I'm always trying to make this as good a quality product as I can give you. So let me know if there's any other improvements or changes or updates. One of the things that will be coming eventually is I'm going to be reworking the background. Nothing too dramatic, but, you know, some subtle changes. Always trying to make it look a little bit better if I can. So let me know that down in the comments. Again, also, what did you think about the Frequent Flyers regular versus the Frequent Flyers upgrade? I think the not upgrade version is a better looking card, but I think that that's an interesting one, and maybe there's some others that you can think of that there is a higher level of that looks not as good as the lower level one. I think that's always interesting sometimes when you have these inserts that there are some easier to hit or easier to obtain inserts that look better than the harder to obtain or harder to hit ones. So always a fun conversation there. Let me know that as well down in the comments. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos in the future. New videos dropping once, sometimes twice a week. We look into packs from the 90s, looks into my PC, interviews with collectors, and so much more. Thanks. We'll talk later.